Hi, I'm Linda Lundberg, and I've been a member of Peace Church all of my life, so 65 years.
Hi, I'm Susan Kehtel, and I've also been a member of Peace Church all of my life, 54 years.
So we want you to tell us your Peace Church story.
I remember growing up in the church. One of my favorite memories from childhood and church was the cool hats that all the ladies wore to church on Sunday. And my sister Sandy and I would look at them and pick our favorites, and I just thought they were so fun.
Linda, do you remember the old church building at all?
I don't, but my mother tells the story about how one Sunday I got out of the nursery and walked up the avenue, and I was sitting in the middle of 3rd Street, and nobody could find me, and somebody honked their horn, and my mom went out, and there I was. I don't have any clue where I was going. I don't remember it, but my mother used to tell me that story a couple times a year.
Susie, how about?
Church was very much a community. Pastor Flint was there, and I just remember him being such a leader, and his sermons were so great. And my parents just loved to go and listen to his sermons because they really spoke to my dad in particular. He used to always say how Greg used to just speak to him, and he took away from that. I spent a lot of time in the nursery. I did a lot of the child care as I got older, and was just very active. I also remember the picnics at what was the house? The cabin that we always went to, and we got to go water skiing. Harold Paschke, yep, thank you.
Like Nichols.
Yep, that was a lot of fun. Those were very fun times.
Linda, you were married?
Greg Flint married us in the church, and Pastor Kathy married our son Eric and Kelly. They met in church in 2nd grade, I believe the story is. And they've been married now 15, 16 years and have 3 kids.
Who were the first Kehtels to come to St. Paul's?
Oh.
I think it was my great-grandfather, William Kehtel. And they called him Pops. He was a cigar maker in town.
And then Grandpa.
And Grandma Gunny.
Yep, Grandma Gunny. And then Mom and Dad.
Them? Do you remember them?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. I remember the cigar shop that my grandfather had. And there was little men that worked down there hand rolling the cigars. I think they were Cuban.
Linda.
They used to give me peppermints, and they were very nice to me.
I love it.
Do you remember where it was?
Downtown, like 1st Avenue East and 3rd Street. It was a brick apartment building, and we came and went off the avenue. I can remember my great-grandma hanging pasta over the chair before the holidays. She'd make pasta, and she'd hang it to dry.
Did you remember Pastor Schmidt?
Yes. And Pastor Stark was who confirmed me. There was, I think, 5 people in my confirmation class.
Who confirmed you, Susie?
Pastor Flint. Yep.
And so did he, we didn't have an associate pastor then?
No.
Yeah, just him and one service.
So what other memories do you have?
I've been trying to think. I can remember my dad going to church a lot for like dinners and events that they were having, and the men all went and did a lot of the work.
How about the Oktoberfest or the pig roasting
pig
and
roast.
Turkey?
And Dad would pick up all those Weber
Webers.
kettles.
Yep.
He'd have 10, 12 Weber kettles in the back of his red truck.
5 in the morning, the boys would be there and firing up the charcoal, and it smelled good by the time you got to the church service, so it was fun.
You two did coffee hour.
A lot. Yeah.
We coordinated it for a few years.
And then December, we had December, which was always a busy month, but it was very fun because there was always a lot of people there, so it was good.
Yeah.
Amy and I got married there too, had our commitment ceremony was there, and Pastor Kathy was super supportive of us. And so that was a big darn deal for us, being able to have a ceremony and acknowledging our partnership. And then obviously when it became legal, we could do it again, and that was awesome. And then having Katie and then having her baptized there as gay couples, it was awesome. It is awesome. It's a great place to raise your family. Oops, sorry. Getting a little choked up because it's a big darn deal. So thank you. I'm very proud. And Amy and I will be together over 20 years. So it's very exciting to know that the church has been a part of that journey.
Yeah.
Sort of feeds into the next question, and what does it mean to you to be part of Peace Church?
It's huge because it's just, we have friends who don't believe in religion as a whole. And I guess that I've struggled with it as well, but at the same time there's a huge sense of community, and there's just people come out of the woodwork when you've had a baby, or you're injured, or you've had a sickness in the family, or a death in the family, and you just can't, it's just natural, it's just ingrained, and people just are there for you, and that's what it's about, to be a part of Peace Church. And when you say, and they're huge in the community as well, and so then you start
People
to hear,
know.
I say, well, we're from Peace Church, and they're like, oh yeah, we know the church on the hill, and you're big into activism and gay rights, and you're just very moving forward. And many of that we don't have anything to do with, but I'm very proud to say that we're a part of that community and that church.
The church is my moral compass. It helps me keep my balance and in decisions I make, and as things happen to us in life, how I deal with it. I've always looked to the church for that.
So we want you to boil down to one word.
Nope.
If you could boil down to one word, what would you use to describe Peace Church to you and your family?
I'm grateful. I'm grateful for what they've given us, what they continue to give us, and very appreciative.
I feel blessed.
How come you're not crying?